Hey now, welcome back Pokemon trainers. This is your friendly neighborhood Bulldoze, and today we're going to be cracking open a sealed booster box of the Pokemon XY Roaring Skies set. Like I said, this is a completely sealed box. Before we start opening it, I'm going to show you guys the major security feature that's on a box. You'll notice that there are these Pokeball symbols. They're in the wrapping. They're not on the box itself. So once you peel off the wrapping, these Pokeball symbols will all go away. I'm just showing you guys all the sides of the boxes so that you get a clear view of what you're getting into. Let's focus this thing a little bit better. And we're going to start cracking this thing open and see what we get. Each Pokemon booster box will have 36 booster packs. They're divided into two rows of 18 booster packs. The inside of each box will have a serial number that I know certain of my viewers enjoy seeing. It helps them to figure out exactly what's going on with these booster boxes. So, start off with the right side. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 booster packs. I'll set these guys off to the side and we'll get back to them a little bit later. Second half of the booster pack, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 booster packs. Let's start cracking these guys open and seeing what we get. Each one of these booster packs will contain one Pokemon TCG Online code card, which you can use to redeem at the Pokemon TCG Online, which you can find at www.pokemontcg.com. These code cards you can use to redeem for one booster pack of the Pokemon of the XY Roaring Skies set. The reason that I just opened that pack off camera, I'll tell you guys in just a second. We start this pack off with Cascoon, Meowth, Natu, Pikachu, Bacon, Double Dragon, Tropius, Skyfield, Reverse Voltorb, and Klefki. Second booster pack. Some of the other packs that I've opened for this set have had the TCG Online code card backwards, and I don't want to get those things on camera just so that I can use them later. Wurmple, Nincada, Binnacle, Spearow, Dunsparce, Glisker, Tranquil, Altaria, Reverse Pidove, and Holographic Absol. That Absol is going to be a very interesting card. It has been used. There's a card very similar to that in previous sets that was used to win several national championships, and I believe Worlds was also won using that Cursed Eyes ability. Gligar, Voltorb, Inkay, Binnacle, Hawlucha, Executor, Trainer's Mail, Manectric, Reverse Winona, and Swellow. Cursed Eyes, when you play Absol from your hand to your bench, allows you to move 3 damage counters from any one of your opponent's Pokemon to any other one of your opponent's Pokemon. That has been used to swing games, more games than I care to count. Electrike, Tailo, Bacon, Pidove, Swablu, Megaturbo, Tropius, Switch, Reverse Bacon, and Unpheasant. Unpheasant has a new ability called Delta Evolution, which means that it can evolve the moment that its previous evolution gets into play. Execute, Dratini, Electrike, Tailo, Bacon, Wally, Silcoon, Ultra Ball, Reverse Fletchlander, and Latios EX. That Latios in particular is going to become a really, really strong newbie deck. The reason is its first attack, Fast Raid, 1 for 40, and it can attack on the first turn, which is very, very powerful, especially once you start combining it with other cards. You can get up to, I believe, 90 damage on turn 1 using various effects. Hawlucha, Dratini, Inkay, Natu, Gallade Spirit Link, Wide Lens, Fletchlander, Reverse Unpheasant, and Togekiss. And that Latios has a Mega Evolution that, for 4 energies, I believe, allows you to attack anything on the field for what is basically a knockout if you discard 2 of those energies. Wingull, Swablu, Shuppet, Fletchling, Togepi, Rayquaza Spirit Link, Glisker, Tranquil, Reverse Xatu, and Regular Xatu. This has been somewhat underwhelming so far. I was hoping to get a few more EXs out of this. Voltorb, Gligar, Shuppet, Meowth, Cascoon, Rayquaza Spirit Link, Silcoon, Steven, Reverse Deoxys. There we go, Full Art Wally. Not a particularly great card, but any full art is worth a full art. Wally lets you search your deck for a card that evolves from one of your Pokemon, except for a Pokemon EX. and evolves that Pokemon. This breaks all evolution rules that I know of, but it does take up your supporter slot for the turn. Spearow, Dunsparce, Voltorb, Gligar, Shuppet, Gallant Spirit Link, Shelgon, Ninjask, Reverse Nincada, and Full Art Thundurus EX. Okay, what was I talking about earlier? This half of this box has been spectacular. 2 Full Arts and an EX. I'm down. That makes me happy. Bacon, Nincada, Pidove, Dunsparce, Voltorb, Revive, Pelipper, Togetic, Reverse Swellow, and Dustox. Oh, I have a few little in-jokes with myself. One of them is Baggin. There was an old fast food place that had on its sign, Baggin Double Cheeseburger. So I've referred to Baggin as bacon ever since. Pidove, Swablu, Wurmple, Nincada, Binacle, Pelipper, Switch, Dragonair, Reverse, Togepi, and Banette. And I also find it very, very difficult to refer to Pikachu by its own name because it's in everything that Pokemon does, so I generally refer to it as the rat. Togepi, Fletchling, Execute, Tailo, Electrike, Ultra Ball, Ninjask, Shelgon, Reverse Howlucha, and Talonflame. So yeah, just a few little in-jokes that I make with myself. You know, Pokemon is a gigantic universe, and everybody tends to look at it their own way. Start this off with Tailo, Electrike, Bacon, Nincada, Pidove, Fletchlander, Latios Spirit Link, Exeggutor, Reverse Shedinja, and Altaria. And finally, I get some Altarias in here. That Altaria is a very cool card. It can evolve at any time you want it to, even on the turn that you play down Swablu, and it ignores all weakness on all white Pokemon that you have in play. Cascoon, Hawlucha, Wingull, Inkay, Togepi, Exeggutor, Trainer's Mail, Manectric, Reverse Fearow. Okay, Shiny Energy Switch. This side of this box has been magnificent. Magnificent. I don't think I could have asked for a better box than this so far. Natu, Togepi, Fletchling, Execute, Wide Lens, Togetic, Fearow, Reverse Dragonite, and Carbink. Looks like we got 3 more packs to go on this side of the box. I am perfectly happy with the way this side has gone. Got us on this side, Kitty, Spearow, Natu, Shuppet, Dratini, Unpheasant, Electrode, Altaria, Reverse Natu, and Shedinja. 2 to go. And we are 8 minutes into this video. A little slower than I'm used to, but hey, stories. Kitty, Cascoon, Hawlucha, Dratini, Inkay, Revive, Altaria, Dustox, Reverse Tailo, and Articuno. There's another Articuno in this set that has Delta Plus, which allows it to, when it knocks out one of your opponent's Pokemon, take an additional prize. So you could theoretically take 3 prize cards with 1 attack with that Pokemon. Rat, Wurmple, Bacon, Binacle, Gligar, Latios Spirit Link, Dustox, Fearow, Reverse Pelipper, and Holographic Jirachi. So, out of this side of our box, this was the right side, we ended up with an amazing haul. Gold Energy Switch, Full Art Thundurus, Full Art Wally, and Latios EX are our Ultra Rares for the, I believe this was the left side of this box. That is pretty darn spectacular. I'll be setting those guys off to the side and these guys off to the side so that we have a little bit more space to open up the rest of our box. So here comes the right side of our box, which we already counted out has 18 packs in it. Let's start cracking these guys open and see what we get. Hopefully we can really improve on what we've gotten so far. Start this pack off with Voltorb, Togepi, Shuppet, Spearow, Wingull, Wally, Silcoon, Ultra Ball, Reverse Wingull, and Rayquaza EX Dragon Style Ray. It's one of the first times I've ever seen a Pokemon EX in the first pack of a particular set. So, Binacle, Gligar, Kitty, Spearow, Natu, Rayquaza Spirit Link, Tranquil, Glisker, Reverse Reshi, and Bennett. It's very rare to see Pokemon EX in that first spot. Usually they tend to put them a little bit closer to the middle. Electrike, Bacon, Pidove, Nincada, Swablu, Quasar Spirit Link, Glisker, Tranquil, Reverse Gligar, and Zapdos. Just keep this gravy train moving. Hoping for more stuff. I will always take more stuff, man. Even if it's just regular Pokemon EX at this point, they're more valuable to me. Dunsparce, Voltorb, Rat, Wurmple, Bacon, Unpheasant, Manectric, Trainer's Mail, Reverse Zapdos, and Dragonite. Not as much interesting so far, but it'll get there. Eggs, Natu, Fletchling, Wurmple, Talo, Double Dragon, Tropius, Skyfield, Reverse Natu, and Mega Gallade EX. Not a particularly great card. 3 for 110 with 220 HP, and the attack does 30 damage to each opponent's bench Pokemon that has damage counters on it. Not great, but not terrible either. But that Skyfield, that's a heck of a card right there. Gotta say, Bacon, Electrike, Talo, Execute, Hawlucha, Revive, Altaria, Dustox, Reverse Dustox, and Holographic Dragonite. Skyfield lets you have up to 8 Pokemon on your bench, which doesn't sound like a huge advantage until you realize that there are several Pokemon out there that do more damage based on the number of Pokemon that you have in play. So that really helps out everything that you're doing. Wurmple, Talo, Electrike, Bacon, Pidove, Silcoon, Togetic, Ultra Ball, Reverse Fletchling, and Articuno. In this set specifically, there's a Mega Rayquaza EX that does, for 3 energy, 30 damage for each Pokemon that you have in play. You combine that with cards like Shaman, which draw until you have 6 in your hand when you put it into play, and Altaria, which removes weakness on white Pokemon. You have a pretty spectacular deck. Hawlucha, Dratini, Natu, Wingull, Fletchling, Gallade Spirit Link, Shelgon, Ninjask, Reverse Execute, and Victini. Oh, Inkay, Togepi, Execute, Natu, Fletchling, Dragonair, Latios, Spirit Link, Wally, Reverse Beautifly, and Articuno. There's the Articuno that I was talking about a bit earlier. It's not the best thing in the world, but if it gets a knockout, whew, it's going to turn games around, I'll tell you that much. Got us Binacle, Rat, Inkay, Meowth, Cascoon, Pelipper, Switch, Dragonair, Reverse Altaria, and Skarmory. I do actually think that some of the non-EX Holo Pokemon will be harder to get in this set than the EXs. Don't know why. Shuppet, Dratini, Cascoon, Hawlucha, Wingull, Gallade Spirit Link, Electro, Double Dragon Energy, Reverse Swellow, and Holographic Deoxys. I think that's the first Deoxys I've seen out of this set. I've probably opened now, by the time this is done, close to 2 boxes. So that'll tell you how rare the regular Holos are in this set. Voltorb, Inkay, Binacle, Hawlucha, Cascoon, Megaturbo, Winona, Unpheasant, Reverse Inkay, and Holographic Beautifly. That's another first. I'm pretty certain I haven't seen one of them before. At least not in regular Holo foil. I might have seen one of them in Reverse Holo, but not a regular Holo. We got a Togepi, Nincada, Dunsparce, Wingull, Dratini, Unpheasant, Manectric, Trainer's Mail, Reverse Dunsparce, and Carbink. Let's keep this train moving. Looks like we got about, 5 packs to go, including this one? In the second half of the box hasn't been as spectacular, but I'll take 2 EXs out of a half box. Dunsparce, Spearow, Natu, Nincada, Gligar, Ninjask, Skyfield, Fearow, Reverse Manectric, and Klefki. Oh, 4 packs to go. For whatever reason, I'm still having trouble cracking open packs. It's really, really weird. Cascoon, Meowth, Binacle, Gligar, Shuppet, Fletchlander, Latios, Spirit Link, Executor, Reverse Spearow, and Unpheasant. I felt something interesting. There's a rat, a Pete Dove, Bacon, Talo, Wurmple, Healing Scarf, Shelgon, Switch, Reverse Electrode, and Full Art Shaman EX. This is probably the most expensive card in the set. It has a ability called Setup that says when you put this Pokemon from your hand into play, you may draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand. It also has an attack for 2 energy, does 30 damage, and return Shaman to your hand, so you can use Setup again next turn. Rat, Natu, Spearow, Voltorb, Inkay, Wide Lens, Togetic, Fearow, Reverse Dratini, and Talonflame. And now for our final booster pack. Not expecting much out of this one. I think we've already got our quota for this box. We got us Nincada, Swablu, Bacon, Eggs, Fletchling, Tropius, Steven, Executor, Reverse Tropius, and Xatu. So, out of the second half of this box, let me move this stuff out of the way so we can actually see what we got. We ended up with some pretty impressive stuff. The most expensive card in the set in Shaman. We also got a Mega Gallade EX, and we got Rayquaza EX. So, total out of this box, we ended up with, I believe that's, 8 total Ultra Rares? No, 7. Rayquaza EX, Mega Gallade EX, Shaman EX, Full Art, Latios EX, Full Art Wally, Full Art Thundurus, and Energy Switch. What's that? 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's pretty darn good for a sealed box. Let's put the Shaman in front so people can see that prettiness. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you next time.